Mm-hmm.
When you talk about the idea of you don't want to be one job away, losing one job away from nothing and like
Mm-hmm.
cultivating a lot of opportunities,
Yeah,
I just want a little, if you could maybe talk a little bit more
sure,
about like
sure.
what that means for someone of our level of experience. Like, uh, because I guess if you have a lot of experience, then you're just saying you've worked with a lot of studios. So if you lose one, you have those contacts to, say, hey, I'm
Yeah.
available for work. But what about for someone, at our level that we don't really have those contacts? What does it mean to cultivate?
You really want me to talk about the content of week 5 again?
This is week five?
That's
Okay.
fine. Let's talk about that very quickly. But
Either way, it's fine if we're going to
no, no,
compare.
that's totally fine. That's totally fine. Feel free, by the way, to look at the recent discussion we got in the Art Talk section of the Discord, following a video
Yeah,
from
that's
an angry artist. That's probably what sparked your question, actually.
mm,
Um, you're going to see in week 5, I'm finally talking about building abundance. And I've been teasing a lot about that. And it's actually very simple, but nobody is doing that, or a very little amount of people are doing that in the industry, which is, as I was saying, when you are comfortable getting a job, let's say you are hired somewhere, a lot of people, and that's human, and I'm not judging in any way, that's totally normal to do that, but because it's normal doesn't mean it's good, in my opinion. A lot of people tend to relax. I tend to be like, okay, I have my job, I'm safe, I can chill, I can think about something else. I do not have to worry about applying again and facing rejection and all of that. That's fine. But at the same time, you have that little voice in your head telling you, hey, if you lose that job, you are in trouble. You see what I mean? So, starting from that point, it's kind of pick your poison. Do you want to chillax when you are at work and not have to do research and enjoy the ride? And if at some point, if anything bad happens, you are in deep troubles? Or else, do you want to just do a bit of maintenance, maybe 30 minutes a week to network with a few people, send a few applications here and there while you are working to expand your network? And this way, you will start gathering attention of others, you potentially other opportunities, and that little voice in your head is going to shut up. Because you know that now, worst case scenario, you lose that job, you have other options, other companies that want you. And that idea of not being one job loss away from being jobless, it's not something that you get overnight, it's something that you cultivate over time. In my opinion, even when you get your dream job, you should still always look for other opportunities. It's not about being disloyal to the company. It's not to betray them. It's not to stab them in the back and leave them without having fulfilling your duties. It's just for the sake of peace of mind. And sometimes, you know, you get an offer that is so good, that is so much better than your current one, then you have two options at that moment. You either take it, or else, because you really like your job, you go see your boss, you're like, hey, I'm having that offer. They're offering me X and Y and Z. It's a bit hard to ignore, but I really like working with you guys. Can you at least do something to align with that proposal so I can stay with you? And that way of approaching getting a job, it's also a way to easily increase your salary, or to access better jobs. Because you get a new opportunity, you compare all those that you have, you pick the best. And you get another one, you compare again, you pick the best, and that's how you ladder higher and higher in terms of job. And every time you get a new job opportunity or a new interview, it's an opportunity for you to ask for a better price or to get a better position or to experiment with your price. That's something I'm talking a lot in week 5. I want you to try to get as many interviews as possible. I know right now in the market it's not the best moment. We cannot be that picky, but when the market is going to settle and be a bit more comfortable, it's going to come back for sure. And every time you have an interview and a negotiation, it's an opportunity for you to experiment with your price, see what works. You're going to push higher and higher and higher. At some point, it's going to miss. That's fine. You are there to experiment, and you can afford to experiment without the thing of missing on that job because you already have one. But when it lands, you're gradually setting a precedent for a higher salary, you know. That's the most aggressive way to increase your salary. If you're just expecting to stay for 15 years in the same company and getting your salary to grow, if your objective is to get as much money as possible or the highest position as fast as possible, um, it's not the fastest way because you're going to be limited by salary grids and all of that. And your achievements of today will become a given for tomorrow. So the price to level up will be constantly higher and higher in the studio in general. And the most aggressive way to improve your situation is to move the job. I'm not telling you it's going to be horrible and that you need to be unfaithful to a company and hop every 6 months. No. But if you cultivate that, at least it gives you the choice. And sometimes it gives you an opportunity more than a choice. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So, like, if we are applying for other jobs while we're working at a job
Mm-hmm.
and we get to it progresses to the point where we get an offer or interviews.
Mm-hmm.
um I guess I'm just that it seems like if it's not going to be a better offer, then does the new company feel like you're like wasting their time, or do they really not even care about that? Like, can you create a bad connection that way by kind of just trying?
I mean, it's the welcome to capitalism and welcome to the free market, you know? May the best offer win. So technically, if they want to, you have that precedent of currently working at that job. They're going to give you crazy good reasons to move because you are still taking a risk by moving to the new job. You have not fulfilled successfully the probationary period. It's a risk also for you and for them. So for you to be willing to take that risk, the reward needs to be worth it. If they offer you the same salary as you have, if not lower, you have no reason to move. So it also works the other way. The fact of having a job gives you leverage for negotiating for a better one.
Right.
Make sense?
Yeah, that
It,
helps.
it,
So just
it,
kind of be honest about it. Tell them that,
yeah,
you're have a job and you like the new company,
yeah,
but unless they're really willing to go above and beyond to get you, then you wouldn't be able to do something right
yeah.
now,
Yeah,
something like
you
that.
know, everything is negotiable.
Yeah.
People don't really like to hear about that, but everything is negotiable, especially you moving from a company to another. When you do that, though, one thing, do not ever abandon the company without having fulfilled your duties. Finish what is given to you in terms of task, and then prepare your leaving. Let's say your contract, it still needs to be fulfilled for the next 4 months. The company really wants you, they're going to wait for you for 4 months. That's fine. It's all about being honest too. It's not about betraying the company, especially if they need you. That's how you build resentment with a company. If you abandon them, if you drop the mic, and you abandon the ship while they desperately need you, they're going to freaking hate you and potentially attack your reputation. Maybe not attack your reputation, but if any company, especially that new one, is asking the previous one how it was working with you, and they say, yeah, actually, this guy just abandoned us to go with you guys, so be careful, he's going to do the same. Not good. You see what I mean?
If your contract is like quite long remaining, and maybe it might be pushing it in terms of them waiting for you, if like they needed something more soon, is it okay to maybe speak with your current company
Of
and try to
course.
work out something to
Yeah.
finish quicker, but still finishing what
Yeah.
they,
And,
giving
and,
them
and
value?
that's really where I would be constructive and would not threaten them to leave. I would be like, hey guys, I got that offer. It's substantially higher and more advantageous. It's hard for me to pass on. Can you? I know that you guys need me. I like working with you. I don't want to abandon you. Can you potentially align with that offer so I can close my eyes on that other offer and stay with you guys? Or else, if it's not possible, and I really want it, give me the time to think about it. If I really want to move, can we settle on when it will be possible for me to leave you without endangering you? And in that case, you might be required to also recommend someone or make sure to pass the task to someone.
Yeah.
I will always leave the place super tidy when you leave. I would not cause any additional mess.